Good morning, guys. Eric here with driverlineup.com. World's okay steering wheel holder, showing you guys Remy's routine. Just find a perfect spot. Remy, hit me. Just find the perfect spot. So those of you, a lot of you guys, you type her name in, you spell it R-E-M-Y, which I'm not upset about, but I want to tell you guys real quick. Her name is spelled R-E-M-I, and it's short for Remington. Like the firearm manufacturer, yes. Remington. What are you doing? What are you doing? Remy. What are you doing? All right, guys. There's your daily dose of Remy. I'll be right back. All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. It's a beautiful morning. I want to show you guys. Really noisy, but right here it's kind of bubbled up, so it's blowing air out. So this morning we got to unravel this whole thing and rewrap a new red line in, which I'm getting ready to go buy. Have a backup umbilical, like the entire thing, but get a new truck here in a few weeks, so I ain't gonna go use that. Someone's getting a little red line. Also want to show you guys, I don't know if you can see the damage. It's so insignificant. Right up there. Can't even really see it. That's all that happened as a result of that power line hitting us yesterday on the interstate. So we're very fortunate. Very, very fortunate. So yeah, I gotta swap this line out, which I need to do some work on my tires anyway, because they're not evened out at all, and we're getting a little bit of wobble. None of them are like super. One of them's like at 95 pounds, so it needs a lot of air. The other one is running like 123 hot. So, and those are on the same side. So with there being such a discrepancy between the two, it's causing a little bit of wobble. Tires are in good shape. It's not been eating into them or anything, but I want to get them evened out and get them where I like to run them, and hopefully it gets rid of some of that wobble. So I want to show you guys Swift being Swift. Where I'm at is actual parking space. So it's an actual parking space. I'm blocked into this space because where it says no parking right there, ta-da, Swift, 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 Swift. And if you see in front of my truck, there's a barrier. So because Swift is parked like that, I can't get out unless I back up, and I can't back up because there's trucks right there. Swift. Swift being Swift. Don't give them. There's some good Swift drivers. We know some good Swift drivers. I'm not making it as a blanket statement, but there's some bad Swift drivers, man. Just don't give a shit about anybody else or what anyone else is doing. Anyway, I'll tell you about this load here in a second. I'm gonna go get airline and get this morning booted up. All right, so mission somewhat accomplished. It's would you say
ghetto?
it's pretty ghetto. This Pilot Flying J, which you know they claim they keep the store stocked and the PF Fresh or whatever. There's nothing on the shelves in PF Fresh.
They're doing a better job every day to service these drivers right up the poop chute.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Pilot Flying J is working really hard to become worse as time progresses. Yeah, there's nothing on the shelves in there in terms of fresh food, nothing. And there's nothing in terms of airline.
Well, they don't even have Gatorade. Like the cold cases are empty of drinks. Like they have sodas, they have energy drinks, and they have like one brand of water and like 2 kinds of Gatorade.
Yeah, this place is wiped out, and there's no. So I tried to buy. Well, I bought a patch kit for airlines, but it's 3/8, which is not the right size fitting. Come on. Not the right size fitting, and they didn't have the converter fitting. So I'm taking some notes of some things that I need to order to make sure that my quick fix kit, which is currently non-existent, is in better condition, because in a pinch, if I had the proper fittings, I could have fixed that airline. We could have fixed that airline in probably 5 or 10 minutes. But because we didn't have the proper fittings, we had to go buy one of those shitty Chinese-made hard plastic $42. It's basically $3 worth of materials. That's, it's all coiled up.
It would work great for one of those beer hats.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, and the problem, the line is not long enough for you to stretch it out and run it through the plastic coils that hold the three-part umbilical together. So you can't wind it through that thing, and you can't really connect it to anything. It's not long enough to even connect it to hold it up off the catwalk. So I basically got it running over the umbilical, and we sorted it out to where if we turn left, the umbilical is going to be able to go slide under it, and if we turn right, anyway, it should work, but it's just
luckily I have donor lines in the garage from other times lines went bad on the Freightliner, where like we replaced all 3 because it was faster to just replace all of them than it was to like undo the umbilical. So I will do the right thing when we get home and fix it.
If you guys are wondering, Jenna's pre-coffee right now. That's why you're hearing her and not seeing her. I still think she's sexy.
Ew.
So let that be a lesson to all of you guys. I'm actually going to do a video when we get to the house of piecing together some things that you really need to have to fix your airlines really quick.
One of them is the world's okayest co-pilot that's really good at fixing airlines.
a good co-pilot. I mean, definitely teamwork makes the dream work. She hates that, but so you ideally want to have an entire extra umbilical, but the truth is it takes a lot of work to change an entire umbilical. So if you have the umbilical with all 3, make sure that you have extra glad hands and they're already pre-attached to the ends, just to try and cut down your time. Because if you got to go swap out glad hands and unscrew both ends that are attached to the tractor, then go back and screw all that stuff all together, it's going to take you a lot of work. Remy, yes, we're making a video. I swear she's been quiet all morning. Well, you guys got to see her run this morning, but we're making a video right now, so of course, she's losing her mind.
Well, no, she's just agreeing that it really sucks when your humans have to take 30 minutes to change the airlines, because that's 30 minutes that you're not the center.
It took us more than 30 minutes. It took us an hour.
Well, I'm just saying.
So anyway, I'm going to do a video because I'm going to order the proper patch kit, which is not really a patch. You just cut the line, because most of your air leaks are going to happen right up on the glad hand. This one was bubbling up, so all the strong material that's inside the hose had basically severed, and it was just the rubber, you know, that was holding it. So it was just shooting out air. But with the patch kit, you can cut that, and then there's like a clamp and some things that you're recreating the end of the line. But 3/8 doesn't fit your standard glad hand. So I'm gonna do a video about that. But
I gave a college-worthy effort to duct tape it long enough to get to TA Patch Road to get
we wanted to get to a real truck stop, not a shitty PFJ, but a real truck stop to try and get a better line. But yeah, it wasn't gonna happen. So, you know, you think to yourself, a lot of you guys are out there going, you know, I don't really have airline problems. Well, we haven't had one for a year, you know, so you think to yourself, my shit's all in good shape, you know, I'm not going to have this problem. Our lines were in great shape until yesterday. Yeah, until it's not. I mean, there was no evidence whatsoever until yesterday, so it's just one turn is all it took.
Well, and there's a giveaway that it's about to happen that I'll clue you in on. If when you hook up, especially to one of the new trailers, and you hear a god-awful whistling sound, your airline is on borrowed time. Like
the end of a balloon, you know, if you're letting air seep out of a balloon. And I honestly blame, well, I don't want to say I blame the new trailers, but I blame the fact that they made such a dramatic change in the new trailers, because the new trailers, it makes sense what they're doing. They put all the connections more towards the middle of the trailer to keep it from pulling too hard when you're making turns. Because when it's all the way over to the driver's side of the trailer, when you're making a right turn, it's pulling way too much tension on the line. So that's really smart. The problem is we're using both right now. Until all the old trailers that have it over on this side are phased out, it's really difficult to have the length of your lines properly measured out for both of those styles of trailers. So, and I've talked to multiple drivers that have this problem. It's worse on Freightliners because your cab in Freightliner is closer to the trailer. In the Peterbilt, you kind of just give it a lot of slack because you have that, you know, but when they're in the middle of
extra of the tension springy thing.
Yeah, you just give it, but when you connect to that middle trailer, all of a sudden you have a lot of slack because there's less distance between the connections on a trailer and the connections on a tractor. Anyway, more of the point, you got to be prepared for air leaks on your lines because we were fortunate this time that it happened somewhere where we could get a fix, even though it's not the fix we want and like. But I've had to pay, and I have a video about this a long time ago. I think it was about $1,000, actually $1,200 between the two, out of my pocket, not warranty covered, because my airline failed my carabiner that was holding it to the tractor. I only had one, never doing that again. Bent and let the lines go, and they dragged on the interstate at 65 miles per hour.
I had like 1,200 miles on the truck too.
Yeah, it was brand new. I had like 1,200 miles on the truck. The lines were brand new. Well, it dragged on the freeway and ate holes through the electric line and the service line, or actually it was the backup line, I think. Anyway, because it was 2 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday morning and I was in the middle of nowhere, it cost me $700 to have someone bring a new umbilical out to me. They didn't bring me just 2 lines. They brought the whole umbilical, and that's all they brought.
And they brought a defective one.
That they didn't do anything to compensate me for, but whatever. They didn't bring like multiple options and say, here's what we can do. Would you like this option? This one's cheaper. This is more of a long time. It was just like, here's what you're going to do. And it's going to cost you over $700. And because the one they brought me was defective, it started leaking within a week, and I was already, 1,000 miles away from them, and they're like, hey, sorry, we have no idea. You might have done something to do that. And it's like, dude, you gave me a shitty line. So I had to go buy another and pay $300.
And the way you know it was defective is it bubbled like 2 2.5 feet down into the hose.
Yeah,
it was like just like where there was.
So obviously, it was a shitty, like even a no-name brand. I'd never seen that type of umbilical again. So, moral of the story: be prepared. Like, make sure. And again, I'm going to do a video on this once because I'm going to today or tomorrow order a lot of these fittings so that they're at the house when we get there, and I'll show you those. So I really liked the patch kit. It just was the only size they had here at this not real truck stop, and you know, it wasn't the right size to match the Glad. It's funny because they sell 3/8 patch kits, but the what's the standard, like 1 inch or whatever the standard size is of Glad hands.
Like 3/4.
So they sell the standard size Glad hands with the 3/8 patch kit. So you can't.
Well, because clearly whoever's ordering for the store knows nothing about trucks.
Their patch kits don't fit with their Glad hands.
This is a patch kit that will work for a hose. We'll just order a bunch of
And
these
nobody has 3/8 Glad hands. Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe they're specialized, maybe tanker, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I've never seen 3/8 Glad hands. So, all right, guys. Well, we got a pork load. I'm pretty excited about it, actually. Pays really well. It's like $3 a mile to go to Tar Heel, North Carolina. We have plenty of time on it, but we can take it anytime we want early. And my hope is that there will be a loaded trailer there that we can swap our loaded trailer for and just get out of there. So that's
definitely getting ready for home time.
Yeah, we're borderline burnt out. Getting hit by a power line yesterday and having all that freaking madness. It's just, you know, we're just ready.
You're down to like one extra pair of jeans. So
yeah, we're literally like, hey, do we swing into Walmart and just get some throwaways, you know?
Or do I do the effort?
A lot of you guys are like, yeah, why don't you just do laundry on the road? Look, man, we're kind of.
I don't like to wash my underwear where other people wash their underwear. If I can avoid
we don't really do laundry on the road anymore. We just take a lot with us. But we've been out for 2 months with only 3 days home for a quick pit stop. So, all right, guys. Be safe, make good decisions, and as always, drive, thrive. We'll talk to you soon.